Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Crow. And this is an article that I saw as like a meme post, and it turns out it's actually real. And Vice and trans groups are really pissed off about it. But man legally changed gender to gain custody of his kids. Trans groups are concerned. Now, I want to be very clear as to why, and they kind of say it right at the start here. It's specifically because he has been trying to get custody of his children for like it's specifically because he is trying to get custody of his kids who he has not seen in 5 months, and he is alleging that there's abuse. Now, I'm going to ignore the allegations of abuse just because in custody hearings, it's like the first thing people accuse the other person of. And I don't think that any evidence is presented in this article to actually talk about. But he is saying that he hasn't actually seen his kids in 5 months, and Ecuadorian laws favor the mother in custody battles. They favor the mother in the United States too, but from what I've been told, it's actually worse in Ecuador. So this guy here, right? I'm saying guy in the gender neutral term, everybody. Rene Ramos basically said because the Ecuadorian courts favor the mother, that Ramos is going to use the actual system to legally change their gender from man to woman, because as far as Ramos says, they identify as the mother, right? Because they want to provide care for their children. So they're using this gender identity stuff in order to get custody of their kid. Now, I'm going to read through the article, but you already know why trans groups are upset, because they're saying that, hey, you have a man who looks like a man and acts like a man, and he's sitting here abusing everything that we fought for, and all I'm thinking is, what are you talking about? Right? Like, what are you actually talking about? You said it's about how you feel. You said looks don't matter. It's about how you feel on the inside. That's what you really are. Now, look, I think that that's crazy. And I think that obviously you're going to see people take advantage of those systems that you are setting up and try to take privileges from groups that they do not belong to, because you've introduced this. This is the same thing when I say it's the same thing, this individual is clearly using it in a much more proactive way for their family. But this is the same as when people on the right say that you will have male athletes who are failing, quote unquote, transition to be female in order to gain fame, notoriety, awards, scholarships. And again, in those aspects, they say it's because these people don't actually have to transition. They don't actually have to take hormones. They don't actually have to see a therapist. They don't actually have to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria. All they have to do is make the claim, and that's it, and you have to respect it. So I find this article funny because, I mean, this is like such a right-wing fucking talking point, but it's coming from Vice because this system makes no sense. A cisgender man in Ecuador legally changed his gender from to female. I don't appreciate the misgendering going on in this article. This man has legally changed his gender to female. That means this is a woman. And this entire article is misgendering the individual because they think it's funny. That's transphobic. That's deeply transphobic. I've been told by many people who I assume read Vice News that this is deeply transphobic and bigoted. So this woman, in an attempt to gain custody of her 2 daughters. But LGBTQ groups are concerned about the woman's use of the law designed to promote transgender rights and what effect it could have in the future. Rene Ramos, 47, told local media that the change was not related to her sexuality or identity, but rather the Ecuadorian legal system gives preferable rights to mothers over fathers when it comes to the custody of children. The laws say that the one who has the right is the woman. As of this moment, I am female. Now I'm also a mom, and that's how I consider myself. Ramos told I'm not going to say that. Outside the Civil Registry Office on December 30th in the city of Cuenca, I am very sure of my sexuality. What I have sought is that I want to be a mother so I can give the love and protection of a mother. Well, sounds like a woman. That is how Ramos feels. Ramos alleged that her daughters, this is getting really, really atrocious. Her daughters live in an abusive environment with their mother, and that she hasn't seen her children in over 5 months. You see what you're doing, Vice? Because you keep using the wrong pronouns, I'm making mistakes now. And that's really transphobic and disgusting, and I wish you'd learn better. Being a father in this country, Ecuador, is punished, and I'm only seen as a provider, said Ramos. But the woman's legal change from male to female has surprised and concerned LGBTQ activists who fought to have Ecuadorian laws change in 2015 to allow the change of gender. So what? This is what you wanted. This is everything that you wanted. You got exactly what you wanted. And now people have realized that they can take advantage of these systems. But it's exactly what you fucking wanted. Now this is from Dan Rodriguez, not the individual, not from the people writing the article. This man's private matter to obtain custody of his daughters isn't the spirit of the law, but it's the law. Right? Spirit doesn't matter. You can shove the spirit up your ass so far, you're choking it out. I don't care. She is following the law that you jackasses put into place without any thought or consideration of what would happen next. Good job. Seriously, good job. Golf claps, everybody. Golf claps. You got exactly what you fucking wanted. You don't get to fucking complain about it. Oh man, how deeply disgusting of this Diane Rodriguez individual. One of Ecuador's most prominent trans activists is a bigot, and the national director of the Ecuadorian Federation of Organizations, whatever. Rodriguez, who became Ecuador's first trans assembly person from 2018 to 2021, and also helped spearhead the 2015 law, said that with her understanding of the law, a judge would certainly not give custody because of change of gender, because it does not make sense that you have changed your gender in the identity document without being a trans person. Fucking stop with the bigotry. It's their gender identity, and it can be changed at any time. Some people are gender fluid. Sometimes they're men. Sometimes they're women. Sometimes they're other kin. That's the world that you have told us exists. Stop denying it when it doesn't work in your fucking favor. I am all about playing by your own rules, but the amount of overt bigotry that's in this article is insane. The concept seemed so outlandish at first that Rodriguez admitted that when she saw it in the local press, she thought it was fake news. Why? But after realizing that the woman had in fact legally changed her gender, the Ecuadorian Federation of Organizations released a statement denouncing the change on Tuesday. Why? This is everything that you fucking wanted. Why? Goddamn. We are afraid that in the assembly things will go backwards and they will start legislating against us. Why? Why? If you support this, support it. This is what you fucking wanted. I cannot understand why this person is upset. Rodriguez explained that the 2015 law created an unintended consequence. No, it didn't. It didn't. This is exactly the consequence that you wanted. Somebody else is just using it now. God, I hate these people. I hate these people who demand that the world change to what they want, demand laws change to what they want, and the moment it doesn't work out the way they think it should, they start screaming about unfairness. They start screaming about how, like, I just can't. Play by your own rules and respect the worldview that you put together. So, look, I can't continue reading through this article because it's deeply transphobic, overtly bigoted, and is not in any single way respecting this individual's gender pronouns. I'm done with this article. I think we should boycott Vice News. They don't care about the trans community. They don't care about trans individuals. They don't care about people who are gender fluid. They are some of the most overt bigots the moment things don't work out their way. How disgusting and distasteful. And I have one thing to say to Vice. You need to do a hell of a lot better.